this episode of That Kingsville Podcast. Guys, it's the 90th anniversary of the Kingsville Essex Associated Band. Woo! We're going to speak to them, find out everything there is to know about Kingsville Essex Associated Band. It's a difficult acronym, KEAB. KEAB. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. And then we have municipal election update. Lots happening. Lots going on.
Awesome.
And then some local celebrity news. School's winding down, all that and more on this episode of That Kingsville Podcast. That Kingsville Podcast still proudly brought to you by Kingsville Brewery. Beer. Spring in Ontario is a magical time. At 9 a.m., you need a winter coat. By 2 p.m., somebody's grilling in cargo shorts. And by 7, there's a lineup at the garden center like tomatoes or concert tickets. Which can only mean one thing. It's officially Kingsville Brewery season. Because nothing pairs with unpredictable weather quite like a predictably good beer. The Light A Lager, crisp, clean, and dangerously easy to drink on a patio that technically opened 12 minutes ago. The Hazy IPA, bold, juicy, and packed with more character than your neighbor explaining how his lawn used to be the best on the street.
Bold.
And Hefeweizen, smooth, refreshing, and ideal for those evenings where one beer turns into accidentally discussing barbecue techniques for 2 hours. Brewed right here in Kingsville, these beers were made for spring sunsets, backyard hangs, and that first warm evening when nobody wants to go back inside.
Let me tell you about my smoker.
Check out the full lineup at kingsvillebrewery.com. Free delivery in Windsor and Essex County. Kingsville Brewery, proof that some Ontario traditions are actually enjoyable. Thank you, Kingsville Brewery, for supporting That Kingsville Podcast. Welcome to That Kingsville Podcast. It's Dave. Kev's back.
Whoa.
Hey, and
Was
Steve.
he back last time?
No, he wasn't.
Nope.
It was just you and me.
Yeah, I missed one.
We had a
Yeah.
little gap in there. I had
It's been a while, that's right.
to travel for work, so we're back though. We're in the swing of things. Going to get you all updated on whatever it is that we've figured out's going on in town. And as I talked about in the teaser, we're going to talk Kingsville Essex Associated Band in just a bit. So, guys, it's the last month of school for the kids.
Yeah.
Like,
As of today, right?
as of today. Like, holy cow. I'm not ready for this.
You've got one graduating high school.
I know.
You're
I know.
old.
Yeah, I am very old. It's
Well,
crazy.
You're younger than me. So
I understand that, but it's like that.
Scary.
It's that milestone. So she's accepted to Brock. So she's going away.
Awesome
Like,
for her.
it's not just, oh, we're going to Windsor, so you're going to live in the basement and still around. No, life's starting with intention, but not just my daughter, but a lot of other families in the local community are going to be going through the same thing. And I know every year it happens and whatnot. It's just...
It's different when it's you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Has she started to think about her living arrangements? Is it res?
Oh yeah, got applied to res. We got that bill, that forecasted bill, because they have to do the formality and whatnot. But I'm in the wrong business. Oh boy,
Isn't it funny though? I mean, they're born and you think, let's start saving for their education, and you put a little bit aside and whatever else, and then boom, it's here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times when mine were young, you hear, just enjoy it. It goes so fast. And
yeah, it went like a rocket, because you lose track of your aging because you're watching them age and all the milestones and things like that. And if you have multiple children too, like you start focusing on each of them, and then you kind of lose your pace and like, oh my gosh, it's here. And eventually, then they move on or grow up and become adults and functioning people. It's crazy. But yeah, she came up with that revelation over the weekend. It's like, it's a month left of school. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
But it also starts everything else.
Yeah, but it's the most fun month.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you're graduating. Because now, that was the month of mayhem.
Yeah, well, as much as true, schooling, as we've found, and you'll find when your kids get to high school, it's changed.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the same social atmosphere as it once was.
yeah.
Man, I don't think I went to school the last month.
So there was a much different...
And this is why he's on a podcast.
Yeah, but we're all here together.
Well,
so
that's
what
just
does
it.
that say?
Well, that's just it.
True.
Yeah, anonymity was our best friend back in the 90s when we were that age, and
yeah, the only people that knew what we were doing were the people we told what we were doing,
or the people that were with us.
Or the ones that we needed to inform to meet us somewhere else.
I can't scratch my ear with headphones.
No, that doesn't. Kevin, was it a busy day?
I'm new.
So it's a busy day. So Kevin's had a hard long day. Yeah, but like I was saying, it's the start of summer. It's the last hurrah. There's transition. Everybody's got to work towards like what's summer plans, travel, sports really fire up and kick off. I'm sure baseball's coming.
Baseball is underway.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a tournament on Sunday.
Jeez,
Yeah, in Forest Glade.
And for local at least.
Yep, 4 games hopefully on Sunday. Yeah, it's like it's right.
Sounds like fun.
We go.
Yeah, I can't
Sounds
think of
like
anything else I'd rather do.
Boy, oh boy. Well, but this is it, right? Like this is the season. You buckle down, you get through it, and away you go. But there's also the other good things, like I was saying, like we get festivals. There's outdoor events. Strawberry Fest is coming, which will be followed by every other festival, throughout Windsor, Essex County.
Well, and you're scratching your Canada jersey. The World Cup's coming up. Like,
yeah, there's going to be a lot of outdoor.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
not
it is.
coming. You're just excited.
I'm observing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I still haven't taken care of my itch.
Yeah. Just scratch it outside of the headphone. But the block parties are going to start here. The first one's in June in Cottam, and then July and August are in Kingsville proper.
Yeah.
Check the dates on kingsville.ca. I can't be bothered at the moment.
yeah. I think it's like it's the first. I think Saturday after
June
the second
26th.
waxing moon.
Yeah, I know the first one in June is the 20th. It's Saturday,
Okay.
June 20th. Happy birthday, Sherry.
That's the one in Cottam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is also coincidentally in the town of Kingsville. They're having the Mrs. Roper Romp, which tickets are sold out. But, Mrs. Roper from Three's Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody buys tickets and dresses up like Mrs. Roper and bar hops around Kingsville.
What?
Yeah. And Jen's going and her friends.
Who does that? And why did I not know?
I didn't know this was a thing.
I was jealous. It sold out in like a day. I think the BIA or somebody like that put it on, and it sold out really quick. So
Can we do like our own Jack crawl?
yeah, come on, knock on our door. Oh, jeez, I'm really catering to you. No one under the age of 40 knows anything what I'm saying. So, but yeah,
45.
40, yeah, pretty much. We watched the reruns back in the year.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's starting. Things are happening, right? Like the Highland Games coming up real quick, right? So
Yeah.
the Heritage Village is going to get going. Here we go.
All the
Exciting.
stuff. All the stuff.
With some local celebrity news too, but we'll get to that. Joining us on That Kingsville Podcast, we got a whole team from the Kingsville Essex Associated Band, spearheaded by Andrea Cross-Mays. Andrea and team, welcome to That Kingsville Podcast.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Harmony.
Yeah, it is.
Right off the start.
Hello. So, Andrea, we reached out to see if we could have an interview because the Kingsville Essex Associated Band has hit a milestone this year. 90 years of continuous marching band association in the country of Canada. That's incredible.
Yes, it is. Yes, we're very, very proud. We're excited for 90 years to see what happens next.
What plans do you have beyond just the regular performances to mark this occasion?
We are just starting to try to figure that out. We've had a few different things thrown our way to consider. We had a discussion about a battle of the bands kind of situation. We've talked about a sit-down dinner, a performance by the band, just trying to figure out what will work best for us and the community.
Now, we usually see in the town of Kingsville for our parades, like the Santa Claus parade in November. There's a lot to it, and the local public don't usually get to understand all of the components of the association. So, really quickly, what's comprised of the Associated Band?
Where would you? Oh, well, so when you start off, you see all of our tiny little junior members carrying the banner, which are normally younger siblings or anyone who's taking our beginner lessons. They're all trying to join in and have fun. You've got your color guard. We don't have any majorettes currently, but the color guard are twirling their flags away, which they work endlessly on. Then you see Karen, who's walking backwards, which that's a skill all to itself.
Yeah, Karen,
right? And
Karen Youngston, you're the drum major, right?
Yes.
So do your shoes?
She's the one that's really sensible.
Yeah. Do your shoes wear out the wrong direction?
Absolutely, they do.
See,
people in shoe stores laugh at me when I try on shoes.
You're like, no, I need them backwards, please. It's a problem with the job. So yeah, I should stop you there and just kind of introduce everybody that's with us. So Andrea Cross Mays, you're the VP of KEAB, and then we've got Karen Youngston, who's the drum major and has been with KEAB for the longest, as we understand, as the group here.
Forever.
So 90 years plus is what we're saying.
Since the beginning.
But almost 40.
Well, congratulations.
Okay. Wow.
That's we'll get back to that. No,
we don't have to.
Well, no. Just talk about how it's changed. Anyway, it's not bad. So Julie Slater, you're the president?
Yep. So I was in the band all through high school, and then I moved away, stepped away, and then my daughter brought me back in, and now I'm still playing again.
See, it's
amazing.
It's the association. You just can't get away.
Nope.
And then we have Crystal Youngston and Sarah Beatty, all serving parts within the KEAB. So thank you, ladies, for joining us on the show. But getting back to the components, so we got to Karen in the drum major, so she's the one that's leading everyone, walking backwards, wearing out her shoes the wrong way.
Yep.
And then after Karen, walk us through the rest of the band and all the different groups and who's involved.
Right. So then you have your instrument players, which range anywhere from the age of 12 on,
usually.
Right, 12 and up. It's considered to be the senior band, but again, we have the lessons going every Thursday night too for the beginners and the intermediates. So sometimes if they're really good, we throw them in and try not to scare them away. And then we turn around, we have our drum line, which is ran by Keith, who is our fantastic drum instructor, who has, how many of them are there now?
Would we say 9?
I think there's 9 different drummers in the band right now, and they age from young to old.
Define old. No.
Age not disclosed.
Yes.
We don't put numbers to age anymore. Come on.
Don't need to.
Beats.
So yeah, and then we have the color guard that kind of rounds out the rest of the procession.
Yep. And then we have our fabulous parent volunteers that walk on the side and take care of everybody, right? From shoelaces to water to Allie falling over on the street.
Drop music, drop drumsticks, broken drumsticks.
Yeah.
Keeps it well flowing.
And I guess those are things that a lot of people don't see in a way. You hear the band coming, you see them go by, and then you're on to the next float when you're watching a parade. But how many people does it really take to make a parade happen beyond just the performers?
Well, you have all your instructors. They're a big part of it, right? They're teaching them all the lessons. So right there we have 5 instructors.
There's probably at least 5 instructors on the street.
And then in a couple behind the scenes. And you have the color guard has their own instructor who's always walking there with them too, who trains them ahead of time. So that's a big behind the scene that nobody sees, is how much work goes into it, how our instructors work very hard with all our band members to get them ready for that street. And like our drum line, they have to memorize everything they do. So, that takes time for them too. Those are things that people don't see. They only see snippets of what's going on, but lots of hard work on everybody and all our band members. They're all working on their music months before you even see us on the street.
When it comes to the songs that you choose, is it it one, like, is it practiced as one long show and then you start like at the beginning again, or Karen, are you calling out different songs on the fly? How does that work?
On the street? Oh yeah, we mix it up depending on what's going on. If we're getting close to, say, you guys, where we know there's going to be announcers and stuff, we'll pick what we think is going to work best and be most entertaining. Sometimes we'll drop the drum cadence in the middle so that we can try and time things right. That doesn't always work depending on how slow the people in front of us are. But we used to honestly do we start at the top this is our order. We start at the top, we go through, we're only changing in case of emergency. But over the years, we've picked a variety of music, and some of it's been more challenging. So some of it we can't play as often without wearing ourselves out. So we mix it up a little more now.
I think most people at some point in their life have attempted to play an instrument or played an instrument, and usually it's seated. What's the challenge to marching while also playing?
Can you chew gum and walk? Because I don't know, I would fall over myself.
That's pretty much it. You're not far from it, actually. If you can multitask, you should be able to do it. The key is knowing which foot is your left, because most of our stuff starts on the left foot. It's a trade-off. If you can count, you should be able to march. But if you can march in time, it should help with your counting as well. So it's kind of that chicken and egg thing. Honestly, it's just training and practice. Nobody's good when they first start.
And sometimes you got to be, you have stamina and strength because you're hucking around a gigantic tuba or a big bass drum.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, I'll as an aside, my son went to one of the rehearsals and he'd never marched before, and he loved it. He found it fascinating. But I don't know. To me, it's I know it's as simple as left foot, right foot, but I don't know if I could play an instrument and march at the same time.
You tumble.
It's a skill that definitely takes practice. Like I said, usually our kids who start on the street don't play a lot their first season. So if other than Kellen and a couple of others, but we don't have a lot of newbies for the summer. But this summer, none of them will probably play a ton right away.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the summer, they'll be like, oh, what was I worried about? But at the beginning, they're probably going to focus more on their feet and not running people over. We hope.
I don't know.
Very hopeful.
Sorry, Dave. Is there one instrument that's more difficult to play than the rest? Like everyone else just kind of looks at that person like, oh, they've got to be beat now.
Piano. The piano. The walking piano.
I think we all think our instruments are the hardest. The drummers probably do the most work because they virtually never stop playing in a parade.
Don't ever tell them that, though.
Yeah, don't tell them. The horn players get rest in between, and then the drums do what we call a drum cadence, which keeps us in step and moving. But we get to breathe and drink water and stuff, and they just keep going. And when you said, big heavy instruments, I'm like, what did they say? The quads are like 50 pounds. So
heavy.
I don't know. The xylophone
is heavier.
The xylophone might be more, I don't know. I have to weigh them, but some of our munchkins were like, I want to play that. We're like, that weighs as much as you do.
Ambitious. Very ambitious.
It's something you work up to for sure.
So before we ask you guys directly about, your personal rewards as being part of KEAB, those of you that have kids in the band, what have you seen? What sort of growth have you seen from them since they joined to where they are now?
I can speak to that. My daughter, Gwen, we were at the Christmas parade a couple of years ago and the band went by and she was like, Mom, we need to do that. And I think it was a week or so later, I reached out to the band by email and now we are full-fledged members and have been around and doing all of the parades and the tours. And I can't tell you the confidence and the excitement and the sense of belonging that has come with joining the band. It's beautiful to see.
The Karen, I know you've been around for 40-ish years, not quite the 90, but it's the interesting. Like if you do the math, it's 3 years. This band started 3 years before World War II started, and
5. Oh yeah, no, you're right. 3.
Right. And
Sorry.
Which is pretty astounding when you think about it, because it's
oh, for sure.
And I'm just wondering, like, do you know of, or have you heard any stories of the band from those early days, and what it was then compared to what it is we see in the parades today?
Not quite. I don't know of any from quite that early, although I might be able to dig up some. I'm not home. But so the band originally started as the South Essex Boys Band, and then morphed into Kingsville Essex Associated. At that point, E.L. Robinson was running it. I do know people who played under E.L. in his later years. So, things have definitely changed over time. Obviously, if it started out as the boys band, we're very different now. But we've gone through the phases of purely marching, like parades, that kind of thing, a good mix of parades and concerts. In the 70s and early 80s, they did a lot of competitions. And then in the mid-80s, they were having a lot of trouble keeping members. And at that point, Jim Barnett had retired as director, and the band was kind of in a state of flux. And then it kind of revitalized in 86. Yeah.
Which is still like 30 years ago.
40
years ago. Oh my
I know.
God.
We're old.
I know.
I was 30. We can go with 30.
No, I was bad at that math.
It's like 28, right? It's not that.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
Honestly, for an organization, a community organization, to be able to stick around and stick it out, and even be able to talk about, a downturn in the organization 40 years ago, and being able to turn it around and be as successful as it is today. I mean, hats off. That's unbelievable.
For sure. A lot of groups go through that. It ebbs and flows. It's like any other group, but we've always managed to maintain. Like even COVID didn't keep us down for long.
No.
We were back on the street as soon as we possibly could be. And I think pleasantly surprised by the number of people we got back when we put out the call.
When you get new members, that was our sound interruption by mistake. We're joining. Yes,
it was musical.
Bring it on.
We'll play the kazoo.
When the majority, or when people join, did the majority of them have previous musical experience, or are they a lot of new to instruments?
We take everyone, downright everyone. We had, even this year, we have 2 girls that are in their 20s that are learning how to play saxophone.
Yeah.
They're in a beginner class with the 10-year-olds learning how to play saxophone while my daughter drives them nuts with a trumpet.
What's that dynamic like when you walk in that room and you see sort of that age difference, but the sort of the skill level and the learning level is the same? What's the dynamic like in a room?
Nick runs a beautiful beginner class. Our instructor who does the beginners, he's very across the board even, right? Like those 2 girls are in there listening. And again, he's got really good control of the group he has, which again, there's 3 10-year-old girls in that class. So we have pity on him every time, but across the board, they're all doing well. Like he came up to me 2 weeks ago saying that he's probably going to have them all move up in the fall. So,
and how does this,
and again,
go ahead.
The older girls that are in it, they literally said that they're, yes, you're hanging out with 10-year-olds, but at the same time, they're all learning together.
Okay, cool. And then number-wise, where are you at as far as number of musicians compared to, say, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Is this something that's continuing to grow? Is it sort of a steady number?
We're up from where we were probably 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I think we're up.
I think we're up.
Okay.
Particularly in terms of consistent people. Like, we have a core that's been around for quite a while, but I think we are up even from that, from say about 10 years ago. We were in a rebuilding stage for a very long time.
So then
after Disney, really. We wound up in what we referred to as rebuilding, and then I got to a point probably around COVID saying, how long can we say we're rebuilding, and when do we have to accept that we are just where we are? And now all of a sudden we've had a membership explosion again, which is good.
So now I'll pose it to you. What have been the rewards for you all personally, as far as just being part of this and meeting new people?
I mean, honestly, being part of the band means you're part of a family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And shared experiences and challenges and overcoming things as a group.
So, sure. Not that I want to put myself with Karen in the 40-year mark. I joined the band. Karen was in the band at the same time. So Karen being an Essex person and I being a Kingsville person, right? Like, and we would have never met, right? Which is funny. And when she pulled me back in a few years ago, right? It's your band family. You don't forget it. And you guys, we still sit around and joke about things we did, like when we went to Ottawa and saw the Queen, right?
Yes. And yes, and as Karen just said, you rope your actual family into the band. Karen's niece, which is my daughter, joined the band about 4 years ago. She plays the saxophone, but she loves the color guard. She did color guard for the first few years, and then she is now the instructor. So your family, you have your own family that joins and becomes part of the big band family, and you can tell everybody's a family because they plan, they hang out together, they they look for each other if they're not there that day, wondering if everybody's okay. Like it's actually a really nice thing to watch.
Yes, and one of the appeals to my son was knowing quite a few of the people who are in the band. So if people are interested in learning more or joining, what's the best way to go about doing that?
Well, we're on the Facebook, right? We've got Facebook, we have email. Currently, we're practicing at Essex until the middle of June at Essex High School, and anyone is always more than welcome to come stop out and see what we're all about. We've had quite a few lately actually stop in to see what we've been doing. We haven't decided where we're holding our summer practices. And hopefully, if everything goes well this year, we'll be starting in September in Kingsville. And then when second semester starts, we'll move to Essex. So we'll have a good median of both communities involved.
And what are the days and times that you're in Essex?
We are in Essex Thursday from 6:30 till 8:30.
Okay.
And then what about if people want to see you this summer performing?
We every parade in Essex County.
So it's
Strawberry Fest is coming up in LaSalle. You know, if Kingsville wants to take their podcast to LaSalle just to come check us out to get the first hand of what we're playing this year.
Sneak preview for November.
Yep. Well, no, these are our summer songs. You guys see them at Migration Fest.
Yep. Yeah. October, November.
Because I think we have 6 songs for the street. You guys only ever get to hear 1 or 2. We normally have about 6 songs in our rotation.
Okay.
Well,
so we'll
just have to follow them. We'll pick a parade. And we'll just
have to follow them.
We're not being the water boys, but we'll
just get dragged along. Like get the Shriners or somebody to drive us.
More water boys.
So you can come be a water boy, cheer us on. It'll be fun.
New position.
We've got 2 sit-down concerts this summer.
And where's that?
In Kingsville doesn't do it, but Essex, they call them Tune Up the Park.
Okay.
So we're doing an Essex right underneath that little plane on July 29th. And then we're out at the Colchester Marina or whatever you want to call that on August 17th.
Fantastic. So everybody, if you're interested listening and you want to go see some wonderful music and musicians playing throughout the county in the summer, check out KEAB's the Facebook group as it was described, or page on the Facebook. On the Facebook. All of us seasoned folk, we feel so old when it's referred. Anyway, long story short, ladies, congratulations on the 90 years for the organization. And a couple of weeks ago, we interviewed Ray Dean, who was Skate Kingsville's chairperson and president, and the importance about organizations like yourselves provide consistency and something for a community to benefit, not only by participation, but also by the performing arts. So, from us here at the show, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community who see you at the parade and get excited when they hear, the band coming down the street. Thank you for your efforts and the performances. It's fantastic that we have this in our community and such long standing.
Thank you.
All right. And thanks for joining us on the show. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care.
All right, have a great night.
Bands,
yeah. Like I was saying, like Skate Kingsville, KEAB. These are scouts, right? Like they're associations around town that everybody's had some participation or some exposure to, and if there wasn't those volunteers and those people that were involved, we'd lose it. And that's part of the charm, right? You get into a bigger population, you lose the visibility. Some of those things still exist, but as size grows, you lose it. So
it's one of those things that you wouldn't realize how important it is until you lost it.
Yeah. Yeah. You take it for granted. Oh, it's band. No, band, like you said, everybody's played an instrument, right?
Well, it's all those little things that you can identify as being from your community and being part of your community. And that's, you see the band walking through the parade, and whether or not I have absolutely zero association with the Associated Band, and it's nice to see, and it feels good to see that there's a group of musicians from Kingsville and Essex that sound amazing, right?
What'd you play?
I played a little bit of guitar.
You had guitar in your...
No, I wasn't in a band.
No, it was school. Like, do you have instruments in school way up there?
No, we had the recorder. That was it. That was
spoons.
In school?
We played the spoons.
Yeah. I don't know. When I moved here, it was just vocal. We sang and we had the recorder. And then, it's like at KPS, Mrs. Hopper, Miss Hopper.
Tim Schultz came in.
I was not.
He started the music program when you were grade 5.
I wasn't here.
Okay.
I'd moved in grade 6.
You were still in grade 5.
I was in grade 5, but wasn't here.
No, okay. So, yes, my grade 6 year, Tim Schultz came in, and then he was there for a year, and then, Dr. Patty Hopper came. Mm-hmm. I say doctor. She wasn't doctor then, but she's doctor now. Took over the year after, and then she moved on to the secondary level, as did Mr. Schultz, and it continued on. And actually, the elementary... prior to the new school, Rebecca Quick at KPS and Lorraine Capel-Cure at Jack Minor did fantastic jobs with those programs. And, I think it was probably mutually beneficial. I think Kingsville Essex Associated Band, no doubt, benefited from the fact that some of their performers were able to continue performing at the elementary school. As, the elementary school, some of their musicians, they benefit from the fact that they were part of KEAB. So, it's something that, unless you have direct contact with, you kind of just, you see them and you applaud and you think, oh, this is nice to listen to, and you're on to the next float. But when you have a bit more of a vested interest, you kind of realize the layers behind it.
Steve, what'd you play in elementary school?
I was percussion. And then I did 5 years of high school, obviously back in the days of OAC. And I was very fortunate to have
jazz band,
the legend Norm Buchanan.
Which we interviewed in our, when Gary and I went to the high school.
Yes,
we got to talk to Norm briefly. So go back and watch that episode from when KDHS closed.
But I have to say, there's a lot of people, different memories from their high school years, and some of my best memories come from the music program.
A lot of performing people.
The trips we did, there's beyond just getting to perform, it opens up all kinds of opportunities, right? So
Yeah.
Like the ladies talked about, it's the friendships and the family that gets forged by. I mean, they're creating something, together. It forges a bond, right?
Well, I mean, as an aside, a friend of my son's, his mom and I went to school together. We weren't necessarily acquaintances, but we were talking one night, and it was about one of the band trips, and we didn't necessarily realize we were on the same trip. Because there was a bit of an age gap, because back then too is when we went on trips, you would have sort of the grade 11, 12 and OACs were the senior band, but the high school choir often encompassed all grades. So we might have taken trips with some grade 9 and 10s, who you normally wouldn't associate with, in your day-to-day.
Too little.
But I got to see Washington, D.C.
Yeah, that 1 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Boston, thanks to high school music.
It's fantastic. Yeah, when I came here, the Miss Hopper tossed a trombone my way and said, "Have at her." Never touched an instrument before in my life, so I just honked on that thing like I knew what I was doing. But hey, she tried to teach me and whatnot. But I played drums as well too, but not in any kind of band. But I can sympathize and I can understand why that unifying kind of feeling goes through a well-organized group like KEAB. The consistency, the product that they each year after year, as their roster changes, it's always great. We said it when we were doing the parade, right? I'm sure you go back and watch the parades that we did when we were the announcers. We shout out KEAB and hey, it's great to see the bands, right? It's performing arts and it's moving down your street. So we really thank the team there that we had. There was a lot of folks there.
Yeah.
a few more than we'd anticipated.
And I couldn't identify who was talking when, but that's okay.
It's all right.
But
we got the message. That's the main thing.
And go and check out their social media if you're interested, or see them in person and live. It's a live performance. We get less and less of that as time goes on. And
I love the fact that even if you're in your 20s or your 30s and you've always wanted to play an instrument, and this is maybe the time in your life where you have that opportunity,
pick up a saxophone.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Contact them.
Great.
Grab the flute. Grab the clarinet.
Hey, Gary.
Grab the trombone.
Gary, you ready for that sounder? The Town of Kingsville Municipal Election Update. Yep. We teased it last episode. Here we are. That's our sounder. Get used to it. Months of that.
It's way too long.
Well, but we're in the swing of it. End of May.
Well, it won't be months.
Well, it will be months.
Well, it will be 3, but we cut our shows down in the summer. So let's not torture people too much here.
We do. So as we discussed while you were gone, Kevin,
every
episode we're going to go down the list while eligibility and enrollment in participation is going. We will just read who's running for what position as of the recording date. So we're end of May. It's May 26th.
Are we going to provide our commentary on each individual person?
No.
No. We're not going to do that.
We're impartial. However, we will address a couple of things later. But so as of today, like I said, eligibility is open May 1st, August 21st. And then you'd have to go through the whole process, go to kingsville.ca, yada, yada, yada. So currently, running for mayor of Kingsville, Roshan Nala-Rotman and Thomas Neufeld, current town councilor Thomas Neufeld, he's declared. For deputy mayor, Kimberly DeYoung. Town council, Sherry Lowry, Debbie Jarvis-Shawsey, both seeking re-election, and new candidate Adam Edwards. Then for school board trustee, Mary DeMena is running for Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board trustee. Greater Essex County District School Board, David Keller. And then was that French Conseil Scolaire Viamonde? I don't know, what is that?
Yeah, did well.
Yeah, so
that's good.
Emmanuel Richet. So a couple new names, a couple more additions, a lot of online chatter, a lot of chatter.
As always,
right? As we've discussed in the past, until your name appears on that list, you're not running for anything. You're just talking. And it seems like there's a lot of talk and a lot of things that are getting tossed around. Every election, it's always susceptible to public opinion. It's difficult. It's difficult because we are all in town. We are all local community members and neighbors and whatnot. And it's tough, especially when there's a lot of importance around an election season about what prospective candidates are intending or want to do and what they can do. So, I would hope that as we continue on, that most of this discussion, criticism, etc., is done in a upstanding manner rather than slinging proverbial mud and whatnot. But who knows? We'll see.
Well said.
I would just add, I think that when you go and begin educating yourself on the candidates, which everyone should do, and spend some time in deciding who they're going to vote for, you should maybe begin that education process at and you said it, at the step of what can they actually do? Yeah. Because you'll begin seeing a lot of things and where maybe they don't know that they don't have the ability to have impact on this and that. So it's always good to have a close look at what are the things that municipal councilors, mayors, deputy mayors have the ability to do. This year, this election, it's also important to have a good understanding of what strong mayor powers are, because the mayor position is that much more important now than it has been in the past, because of the ability of a mayor to, in some cases, overrule the rest of council and deputy mayor. So and have an understanding of your candidate intends to use those powers and to what extent they would exercise their ability. And then after all of that, for the candidates that have been and have sat on council, and they do have, and I think every candidate that's currently a member of town council would agree with this. They do have a bit of an advantage because they have the ability to be in the news around things related with the town just because they are on council. But they also, and the public should remember this, they also are on the record on different issues and events in town because they have voted specific ways on different issues in the town. And so if a person has questions about what a candidate stands for, go and look and see how they voted. And see if it lines up with the way that you would want a candidate for you to vote in the future. And then also ask the tough questions of the candidates who haven't run or aren't members of town council to make sure they give you good answers. And hopefully you see them at your door. And you can ask them those questions.
And just to piggyback on that, I hope that those that are running as candidates understand what the issues are. Don't just come in trying to either make issues or continue issues that have already been dealt with. Go to meetings, do your research as far as previous minutes and stuff like that, because I've seen it time and again where people have come in and think they have all the answers, like in their mind. And really, they're making an issue that it doesn't impact Kingsville. It maybe it was an issue in a neighboring municipality, but it's not here. So I don't like people coming in just throwing their name in the hat, thinking they can do better, without actually knowing what they're working on.
Yeah. Even to that point too, about how council works, right? The process, the involvement, how things have to get introduced, how, you can't just barge into a room and say, I'm going to do this. Woo! Because, there is a process, there's protocol, there are rules, and understanding how to introduce things, when things are appropriate to be voted on, how to present them and format them to be discussed. It's not as easy as just, walking in and stating your case.
Exactly. And also I think another important point is for anyone who works in the corporate world or in like myself, the public sector, where you have a CEO and a board of directors. Council's the board of directors. They're not the administration. And there is a CAO of the town of Kingsville, and there's a series of directors for the town of Kingsville. They are the administration. Council sets the directives of what they do, and then administration carries them out. And so it's also important to make sure that your candidate has an understanding of what the role of a board of directors, or in their case, municipal council, is, and that candidate also has an understanding of what the role of the people in charge of providing the operations of the day-to-day of the town is. Because and you guys know, like, nothing can derail work of a municipal council faster than when the quote unquote board of directors, quoting myself, I'll even air quote myself, begins getting in the middle of day-to-day operations. Yeah. Because it begins muddying everything.
Yeah. Or continues to believe that issues that are dealt with other levels of government, provincial, federal, are something that they need to concern themselves with.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're all concerned with issues. By no means am I discrediting the fact that you should be a part of community and whatnot. It's where's your voice, where's your ability to contribute or to discuss or have participation in those topics, if any, and concentrate on that. So I think we're all unanimous in the idea of, for those candidates, research, understand, go to council meetings, understand what happens. They're open to the public. You can go. You can be a delegate. You can talk. You can apply for that. Like, there are things that can be done as a citizen before you're elected or run for your seat.
Anything changed? You running?
Steve and I barely have enough time to sleep. No, I am not running for council.
Kev?
No. Maybe for Viamonde.
Yeah, but
the almond.
Spelled a little different.
The almond.
Not at all.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah, we're also
have that out of the way.
Still not the news, but we do bring you things that are happening in the community that sometimes people find value in and then go, make commentary about on their own. Speaking of big news, local celebrity news. Meghan Agosta has declared her
draft eligibility
for the PWHL.
Good for her.
Which is awesome. That's amazing.
She might end up playing close to home.
I was just going to say, we have the expansion team in Detroit and Hamilton. There's a couple that are relatively close, but
the Leafs didn't shoot that Hamilton team down. That's interesting.
Right, there'll probably be a better watch.
Yeah. Oh,
probably.
New coach, new season, right?
Not feeling great.
But yeah, Meghan participated in however many Olympics it was.
4.
Something like that.
Like, she went to 4.
Legendary career for
2 golds, 3 golds.
Team Canada women's hockey.
We'd have to do a big Wikipedia search on this.
Yeah, we should. All-time leading. No, not leading scorer for Canada. Leading scorer in the games she was at, I think.
Here we go.
You're just making them up now. You're just making them up. All 18 of our listeners are like, shut up, Kevin.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up. Steve's looking it up on the Wikipedia.
Gold in 2006 Turin, gold 2010 Vancouver, gold 2014 Sochi, silver 2018 Pyeongchang.
No medal.
Silver. They got silver there, right?
Pyeongchang.
Yeah, that's what I said. Silver.
Oh, did you?
Sorry.
Gold, silver, and then 2 World Championship gold and 6 World Championship silver.
Yeah, legendary career. Which, for her to have a place in this community, it's something special and kind of something that we can root for her. And, as a hometown hero, as we do have some local athletes and, Corbin, we got to talk to right before the Paralympics this year.
It's amazing that she'll hopefully have the opportunity to put a bow on her career as a professional hockey player.
Well, she's 39, so
But to that point, now finally in her lifetime, there's an actual professional women's hockey league. Of course, if she's able to play, go play. Like, that's the cream of the crop. That's what everybody wants.
And no matter where she ends up, when whoever she's playing for comes to Detroit and Hamilton, you know there's going to be a strong contingent from this area heading to that game, which is nice too.
For sure. So, yeah, another great bit of news that came across the internet not too long ago. So.
It's all good.
All right.
All good things.
Well, want to thank the ladies from KEAB. Again, go to KEAB's the Facebook group post or whatever it is, the page. That's what it'd be called.
Yep.
If you're curious, so you want to find out what's happening in all things KEAB this summer. And then,
I never heard that. Is that for them, like the common vernacular?
Would have to be.
It's not something I had knew 15 years ago. I think it's just more of a recent thing, but they've got KEAB and on their logos and stuff like that. So
you know what? You're right. They changed the trailer because it used to just always say Kingsville Essex Associated Band, and now it says KEAB.
A mouthful.
It is.
And you handled it well because you had to say it several times.
Tongue twistery. Yes. But yeah, again, if you're interested, reach out. Other than that, like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and we will see you here
in June
on the next Kingsville podcast. Thanks for watching.
We're not the news. We're not the news.